In the Wild West, land was more than soil and dust. It was power. It was identity. And sometimes it was the only thing a woman had left. My name is Eliza Maythorne, and this is how I lost a husband and kept my future. The year was 1887, near a place folks called Red Clay Ridge. Wind never rested there. Neither did rumors. The land we lived on had belonged to my family long before my husband ever arrived. My father built the house with his own hands. My mother planted the first trees. But once I married Caleb Turner, people stopped saying Eliza's land. They started calling it his. I let them talk. That was my first mistake. Caleb used to smile when he lied. That should have warned me. One cold morning, he told me he was leaving town. Not for work. Not for business. For another woman. He was taking his mother, his brothers, his cousins, his entire family, to prepare for a wedding I was never meant to attend. Before riding away, he didn't even face me. He sent a message through the telegraph office. Just one line. When we get back, this house won't be yours anymore. I read it once. Then again. My hands didn't shake. My heart didn't race. I simply sat down and made a choice. In the West, men believed women waited. They believed silence meant surrender. While Caleb celebrated, I rode into town. I went to the courthouse first. Then the land registry. Then the bank. The clerk checked the records twice. The deed was never changed. The land was still legally mine. Caleb had built his future on an assumption. And assumptions don't hold up in court. I worked fast but quiet. I sold the cattle. Paid every debt. Hired men who didn't ask questions. We dismantled the fences. Pulled down the barn. Moved the house piece by piece. By the time the dust settled, there was nothing left to claim.
No markers. No borders. No proof.
Just open land under a wide, empty sky. 3 days later, they returned. Wagons creaking. Laughter rolling through the hills. A bride dressed in white, smiling like the future was already hers. Until they reached the ridge. The house was gone. The barn was gone. Everything Caleb promised had vanished. He jumped down, panic turning to anger. "This is my land," he shouted. That's when I stepped forward. "It was," I said calmly, "but not anymore." I handed him the papers.
Signed.
Stamped. Final. The sheriff stood beside me, quiet but firm. Caleb's hands trembled as he read.
His family said nothing.
The bride's smile disappeared first. "You told me this place belonged to you," she whispered. Caleb didn't answer. There was nothing left to defend. They left before sunset. No music.
No celebration. No wedding.
Just dust trailing behind broken promises. I stayed. I rebuilt slowly, carefully, on my terms. And in Red Clay Ridge, people learned something important. In the Wild West, a woman who understands the law is more dangerous than a man who thinks he owns everything. Caleb thought he took my home, but all he really did was give it back to me.